This show was produced by the Geek Happy Network, constantly curious about the things we love.
Hi, I'm Jamie Mack. Welcome to the Represented Podcast.
My name is Mick Narciso, and you are listening to the Represented Podcast.
What's up? My name is Robert Mudhama, aka Lucid.
Hi everyone, my name is Noni Rupia and you're listening to Represented Podcast.
A journey through the lives of everyday people
such as yourself.
Check me out on episode 2 of season 1.
Listen to me on episode 9, season 1.
Episode 7 of season 1.
I think I couldn't be more happier and more like myself now, I feel.
It opened my eyes to why I think and feel the way I do.
And they inadvertently teach me how to be more creative.
And I'm excited to share that story.
Just to think that it started with the body butter and to see how many products you have now, it's quite amazing how, I guess, fast is the wrong word because I'm sure it's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
But just the growth has been really inspiring to watch. And I know I speak for a lot of people when I say how proud we are of how far you've come with your idea. How has the journey itself been, like jumping out of employment and believing in an idea that you had and putting your all into it? What's that experience been like for you?
It's been tough. It's been really, really tough. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I quit my job at the beginning of this year. And that was because I was feeling overwhelmed with like a full-time job and a full-time business, which is a one-man show. And it was just becoming too much. And eventually I was feeling like I'm not being able to do everything I want to do with the business, having a full-time job. I didn't have enough time. I didn't have enough energy. And I was like, you know what? I need to put all this energy towards my own thing. And like you said, we come from a family of CEOs and self-employed people. So I think it was just a matter of time that I was going to follow you guys and become my own boss and do my own thing. So it was very tough because after, especially working in healthcare, which is there's, protocols and everything, things to guide you, which way to go, what to do, who to call and everything. And then I'm jumping into this unknown field. I don't know who to call. I don't know where to look. I don't know what. And everything is me. I'm the photographer. I'm the this, I'm the that. I'm the person at the pop-up shop. I'm the one making the product, putting the labels, doing this. So like when I don't know stuff, like you really realize how much when you're in a employed position, how having a team is very helpful. And I can say everything that I've had to deal with has been a growth thing for me. It's been a growth curve for me. So like where like I was meeting roadblocks and things like that, those were opportunities for me to grow and even discover myself. I would say this has been mostly a self-discovery process, because when you rely on yourself, you realize all your weaknesses, you realize your strengths, you realize things that you always said just out of whatever reason. You say like, I can't do that, I can't do this, I'm not a decorative person, I'm not this kind of person. And then when the time comes to it and this is my baby and I have to do it, I realize, oh wow, I'm such a good person at this, something that I didn't think that, like I don't really like talking to people. Like people who know me will be like, yeah, right. But I'm not a very social being. I'm an introvert. And I'm only comfortable with people that I know. But having a business that I'm trying to put out there and trying to sell and having pop-up markets and networking and things like that, that has completely pushed me out of my comfort zone. I've had to be a social being. I've had to talk to people I don't know. I've had to do things which otherwise people always held my hand to do. And I can say I'm proud of myself for that, because those are things which, had I stayed in employment, I would never ever have discovered about myself or stretched myself to that ability. So it's definitely been hard. It's been extremely hard, but it's very rewarding because at the end of the day, when I accomplish something, I'm like, wow, I did that. Like, there's no doubt about it. I did it. Like, me, Wacera, I did it. So it's tough, but then it's rewarding at the end of the day. And it has helped me apply myself in and apply my knowledge in ways that I wouldn't have otherwise. Because like I'm saying, like the knowledge I have about the skin and whatever, I may never have used that as a respiratory therapist, but it's knowledge that's sitting in my head and I could put to use and help somebody somewhere, because they say when you know something, you teach somebody else. And I've had lots of opportunities to teach people different things and explain different things to different people. And they're like, oh, wow, before I met you, I didn't know that. And sometimes when you know something, you assume everybody
Take it
else
for
does.
granted, yeah.
But everybody has their gift and everybody has their talent. So like, you might know how to hook up this microphone and it seems so simple to you. But like, if you leave me here to do this, I can't do it. And so that's why it's important to be useful in society. And also that's a reason why I'm back in Kenya at the moment, because Kenya is home for me. And this is who made me and what made me. And it's important for me to give back what I have, come back to Kenya and give back to my people and share my knowledge, share my skills, my products, and things like that. So
And that being said, what has the experience of doing business in Kenya versus the States been like? What's that adjustment like?
It's been an adjustment.
Yeah.
It's been a total adjustment. It's been the kind of adjustment where you're like kind of starting from scratch, because it's a different world where different things work. Like say where in America, people rely on online reviews for products. So even if I tell you, they're not necessarily gonna take my word of mouth. They'll go online, check my reviews, go on my, my store and see, go on Google and see my my reviews and go by that, But then Kenyans don't read reviews. They're not interested in the reviews. They prefer word of mouth. So like if they know a friend, a sister, a cousin, or somebody has used the product and it worked for them, they'll trust that over my online reviews, which is just the nature of the society. America is more, I guess, a digitalized world. So, and also Americans are very less social. So we're not going to necessarily be sitting, spreading word about this oil that we're using. So it's been an adjustment because I have to think like I'm in Kenya. I have to adjust my thinking and realize that, okay, this is not going to work for here, or this is not working for here. What's going to work for here? I have to learn what that is and put it to practice and apply it to my business.
Is this the longest you've been home since you left?
This is the longest I've been in Kenya since my teens. So it's also like a huge difference, because when I left Kenya, Kenya was so different. Like I left in 99. So when I left Kenya, Kenya was completely different. First of all, nobody would have been buying whipped body butter from me at that time. But now, people have like natural hair, they use natural products, people are vegan and things like that. So I also have to adjust my mind, because I'm kind of stuck in the 1999 Kenya, and I have to realize like, no, Kenya moved on and they passed and went wherever they went. So catch up with where people are and how people think and what kind of lives people are living and what they need. And so it's been interesting. But
and what speaking of that, leaving home in 99, like what, first of all, that's a whole other layer again to your story. Just like all of our siblings, we all have that moment where we left home, but obviously each of us had different experiences. What was your experience of leaving home for the first time like?
First of all, I didn't want to leave because I thought I was living my perfect life with my friends. I finally finished high school and I'm going to be an independent person in this world. And I wanted freedom, and I wanted, freedom, but still with the security of parents close by. But then, there was school and I needed to go to school, and, it was time. I would say the best part about my experience, like going to America, is I already had my sister on the other end waiting for me. And then I had like my close friends that I went to high school with, who I went and lived with when I went to America. So I didn't have like a crash landing experience. I kind of was cushioned a little bit, although having my big sister, I was still kind of like low-key having parents. So it wasn't like as free as I wanted to be, but it was literally all I needed. It's what I needed because like she helped me a lot. I didn't have to make the same mistakes she had made. You know, like I had somebody to tell me, do this right now. You need to get this in order. You need to do this. So it was very helpful to have her there. Although I would say being away from now parents and home really stretched me because I was a very sheltered child, as you might know. And so being independent, thinking for myself, I think I really, really grew up when I went to America. And I don't think I would have become the person that I am right now if I had stayed in Kenya, you know, at home. I think America really, or living abroad anywhere in the world away from family, it really stretches you and it makes you grow and really figure out who you are, because a lot of times when you're in a society, it's very easy to just blend into the background. You become like the people you're around and you don't even have your own sense of identity or who you are. You don't even know like who is Wacera, what does she like, what's her strengths. But like living abroad will teach you that very fast. And it also teaches you your weaknesses and lets you know what you need to work on. So I would say it was definitely necessary, because I would say in a year, like I had grown like 5 years.
Yeah.
I had grown like 5 years, but at the end of it all, I was proud of myself. I'm independent. I have my own place. I'm doing my own thing. Like I'm not depending on anybody. And I think that's important for anyone once you get to that age to leave home at some point, even if it's to go to another city in the same country, but just leave home and go somewhere and figure out who you are and just grow up. Yeah.
What are some of I know you mentioned a few of the things that are different about society here versus there, but maybe a few other things outside of how people view products. What are some of the other, I guess, the big changes you see or the big differences you see about life here versus America? Like, what are some of the other adjustments, maybe mentally? What are some of the things that shocked you about coming back home, if any?
I would say it's weird, but like in a way, Kenyans are more flashy than Americans. Americans are very simple. Like, and I'm not talking about Americans on TV. I'm talking about everyday Americans, like living their lives.
Because there's a difference, yeah.
There's a difference with looking at Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives, and then looking at the regular American on a day-to-day basis.
True.
Because like Americans are very fine going to class in pajamas or in t-shirt and short and flip-flops. But like Kenyans, like, oh hell no. Like, how am I gonna be walking in the streets in flip-flops or, you know, in pajamas and things like that? Of course, there's also the cultural influence. So of course, going anywhere in pajamas is just a taboo anyway.
Yeah.
But Kenyans are very big on appearance, you know, the fine, cars and dressing well and having the right hair and the right nails and the right everything. Like that's like, you'll notice like a Kenyan in any class of Kenyan will make sure that they represent in those areas. However your budget is, you will do your best to hit those high notes. And Americans really don't care what anyone else thinks but themselves. They're very self-serving, which is also good and bad, because Kenyans, sometimes we can cater to the next person at our own detriment. But then also Americans, they worry about themselves, but sometimes it can extend to a point of being very selfish and just not caring about anybody else. So I think like having the best of both worlds is the best thing, to have a perfect balance where you respect other people, you're not gonna kill yourself for them, but also at the same time you maintain your dignity and care about yourself. So those are like some of the differences that I would say I've noticed so far, is just like what matters to people, like how they're seen and things like that. Like, yeah, I would say that's something that I've noticed. Yeah.
Are you the type of person who has a vision like for at this point? Because I know you started your business, for example, just living your life.
Yeah.
And then now it's turned into something very tangible. Are you at the point where you have a vision for where it's going next, or are you kind of like going with the flow? How do you see things going from this point forward?
I would say everything I've planned has happened almost opposite of how I've planned as far as the business.
Yeah.
And not in a bad way. Actually, like what I've imagined has come out better. Like I planned this and then God gives me something even better than what I thought. So I've purposed to be more flexible and allow God to just guide me with which way he's going. Of course, like there's a plan and there's goals and there's things like that, but I don't want to be so rigid that I miss out on possible opportunities and blessings. But there's, of course, always things that you want to achieve. Like I would like this, I want to have like stores. I want to have like stores all over the world and things like that. I want to come up with like this many products by this time. Those are definite goals that I have. But as far as like which way the business goes, I think it's a journey that I'm just taking along with the business.
You're growing together.
Yeah, I'm growing with the business because as much as the business has grown, I think I've grown more. Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think, aside from flexibility, like you said, and plans being able to change, what are some of the other things that you think have been key learning lessons for you on this journey?
I would say I've learned who my team is. I've definitely learned because when you go through tough things, you really realize who really cares about you and who has your back, because it's not been easy and I've needed help a lot of times, like different kinds of help, even like literally help, like carrying tables and chairs to pop-up markets, carrying boxes of product to events, physical help. I've needed different kinds of help. And like, I've been surprised, like at people who've like volunteered. They're like, oh, you have a market tomorrow. Let me know if you need anything. Let me know if you need my truck. Let me know if I can carry this. Let me know if I can do that. And, say people you thought like would be there to help you really have no time for that, but they're there for the pictures. So like, I've really, really learned like who to rely on and who really has my back. And even especially like people I would say who were strangers, who I didn't even think were really invested in me, but they've watched my journey and they reach out to me and they're like, oh my God, I really, really admire what you're doing. I've been watching for this amount of time. And they just put you onto an opportunity. And that has been like the biggest blessing, because the people who God has used to bless me have literally come from, I would say, almost nowhere. So most times, like when I have like opportunities, it's people who have reached out from not beside me, but from the outside, and they come and tell me like, hey, I think you should do this. I want to, introduce you to this person. I want you to do this. So it's really that's been like a lot of the learning process. And so I would say, become less short-sighted. So I'm not just looking here around me for help. I realize there's people out there who I may not even realize wish me well. And, there's both. There's the good and the bad, but there's people out there who would like to help, but you just have to be awake and seeing and be open to people, because you just never know where your opportunities would come from. And yeah, so I would say like that's something that I've definitely had to adjust. And also to be, I guess it all comes down to being open-minded again, because like the opportunities sometimes haven't made sense. Like they don't fit into the body butter and whatever, but somehow there's an opportunity in there for you, which is so unique, but only God could have given it to you. So that's why I say, like, for me, it's been really important to be very open-minded and flexible, because I think I was a very robotic almost kind of person where things have to make sense, this and this adds up to this. But like this journey has taught me like nothing has to make sense. Like, at the end of the day, it'll make sense, but like it literally doesn't have to add up like math. Yeah. So yeah, I would say that.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think at this point it would be a good time to plug where people can find your products, where they can support your social media, all your online presence, all that good stuff.
Okay. First of all, my email is kastonebeauty@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. The handle is @Kastone Beauty. For those in the US and even Canada, you can find us on Etsy on kastonebeauty.etsy.com. But for the local people here in Kenya, if you just send us a DM on on our Instagram or Facebook or whatever, we can process your order that way.
WhatsApp also.
WhatsApp. We
Yeah.
have a WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
number. Yes, hit us
WhatsApp.
on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Actually, most of my orders are on WhatsApp. I don't know why I'm not remembering. But anyway, WhatsApp line 0714 283 001. 0714 283 001. Hit us up on WhatsApp. Or if you didn't get to write the number down, if you go on Instagram, there's a link tree with all the links to everything, to the WhatsApp, to the Etsy page, to the other social media, and you can find us that way. And you can also find us on Represented Podcast.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you here. I think now my work is finished. I guess, okay, I haven't had my parents on, so maybe that'll be the last phase of this whole process, but it's been a pleasure to have you here finally. Been really looking forward to having you here to kind of give us your journey, and it's interesting that the time that you're here, it's like you're really here. So again, karibu back home.
Thank you.
And we're looking forward to seeing all the good things you're gonna be doing while you're here. And yeah, support Kastone, amazing products that I use every single day myself. I have the lip balm on me at all times. The body butter goes with me to the gym, it's at home, and just like it's a good product, period, for anyone who's looking for like just something that works for all times of the day. And it's very unique, definitely nothing like what you'll find in the supermarket. So check them out. Also, Google reviews. I know that was one other place. I don't know if you mentioned, but
Oh yeah,
leave
Google
your reviews there. Yeah.
And Etsy reviews. You can you can
okay.
check out the Etsy reviews as well, even
Yeah.
though you're in Kenya.
Yeah, and I mean, you'll see over there, it's like 5-star upon 5-star. So I'm not the only one who's saying this. But thanks again, Wacera, for being on the Represented Podcast. And karibu tena. And for all those listening, thank you for joining us. Again, support Kastone. Check us out at Represented. Yeah, what's up? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually available at a local store in Nairobi CBD. I'm so sorry. This
That's
almost
important.
slipped my mind. So if you want to save on delivery costs and you want to pick up your order yourself or go check out and see exactly what you want, stop by His and Hers clothing store on Koinange Street. This is in Yala Towers on 2nd floor. This is shop 212. Tell them Kastone Beauty sent you there. They have like awesome clothes for men and, even some stuff for ladies. So stop by there, tell them that we sent you, and they have all our products in stock.
And that's His and Hers, HEEZ and HAAZ.
He's
N
apostrophe.
N, exactly.
Yeah, His and Hers clothing store. Yeah, and that's also their handle on Instagram, His and Hers clothing, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes,
if not,
it should
check
be.
my page and you'll find their page there. But follow them as well. They have they always post their new stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, the fact that you have so many outlets is really cool. So I don't think anyone has excuses
You have
at
no
this
excuses
point.
to use this
Yeah,
product.
whether
And I
you-
promise you I didn't pay him. I used my brother.
Yeah, by the way, we
This
pay
is not
full
a
price.
paid
Nah.
paid podcast.
This is pure love.
Yes.
We pay full price over here. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoy listening to Represented, remember to subscribe to the show on YouTube or on your favorite podcast app.